thank you for volunteering your time to the Symbian Consumer Marketing Focus Group. Your opinions are valuable to us and we want to know what they are. Tell us everything. 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 Tell us everything. Everything. Everything.
Alrighty, hello everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. We are at day 2 of spoiler season. Oh, oops, that should probably get moved over there. I've got 2 wonderful guests today, but once again, we're going to run down. This is Saturday the 14th. We got a nice NSG visual article. We've got another 5 days of NSG visuals ahead of us. Or NSG articles ahead of us, excuse me. And we've got 2 fantastic guests that work with me in NSG on organized play. I'm going to have them introduce themselves, talk a little bit about their history with Netrunner and what they do, and then we'll do kind of a favorite thing. Droid, do you want to introduce yourself first to the stream?
Hey, I'm Droid, he or they pronouns. I've been playing Netrunner for, 12 years, something like that. Yeah, I came in partway through, I think it was like Order and Chaos had just released, maybe, when I joined up. And I didn't have a lot of money back then, so I kind of bought into it relatively slowly. But I fell in love with Anarch, learned how to keyhole people, and have just been loving that style of disruptive Anarch ever since. As far as what I do in Netrunner these days, I'm on the online team, so you might have seen me out there running some AMTs or online districts, megacities, all that good stuff. And I'm also the TO for the local scene in Omaha, Nebraska.
Fantastic. And I think I've asked you this before, Odunuvo, and Nick, and I keep forgetting how to say your screen name, so I'll have you do that as well for everyone.
Yeah, no, you got it. Yeah, I'm Odunuvo. Nick, pronouns he, him. I started playing Kitchen Table Netrunner back when Data and Destiny was new. I only joined the local Netrunner scene, I think it was 2018, 2019. It was the last FFG kit, but also the first NSG kit with Rashida's. And I've been hanging out with the community ever since. I've been, first major event was Worlds 2022. And joined NSG and started being the TO for Montreal in December of 2023. So both of those happened at the same time. I've been largely helping out with Worlds and helping out with making the official prizes.
Yeah, you've been doing a ton of work on pricing and stuff, which appreciated. Both of you guys have been doing fantastic work for OP, so it's much appreciated, and people give me more props that should go to both of you. So let's see. Okay, that sort of works. Anyway, the other question I wanted to ask, which is, what is your favorite runner tag card or criminal card of all time. And Nick, we'll start with you instead.
Okay, my memory is very short, so like I'm gonna go with standard legal crim card, and I've been dragging Sable through the mud since 2022, so I really adore the mark mechanic. I think it's so cool. So like I've just been building anything around that because I just love rolling the mark dice or pulling mark card or whatever, and then just trying to formulate game plan around it. So I just adore the mechanic, and since Sable enables that, it's my jam.
I was so proud of having fixed my card puller, and then of course it breaks immediately on Sable because of some name shenanigans.
Oh, the quotes. Yeah, it's
always
the
quotes are
isn't
really
it?
hard for Netrunner cards.
I one day I will kill all quotes with fire. But it's actually it is to be in curly quotes defense. It's actually me having done something. Anyway, it's me jury rigging some stuff. It will be fixed. But Droid, in the meantime, well, actually, I guess I can see if I can get it now. If you want to, yes, it did work this time. Okay, let's pull up Sable. Yay! Everyone doesn't know what Sable was. Droid, how about yourself?
I think my favorite crim card and tag card, I'm gonna say, is everybody's favorite bear, Bachlan Botchkin. I had like a 2-cost Hushuk deck I was running out of as before rotation that I absolutely adored. Had one of in there, and just that way to cheat past ice by de-resing it. We saw that back in the day with Maxwell James, and that card was like busto powerful. So Bachlan being able to do that same sort of skateboard trick, I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I definitely when Baz came out earlier this year or early last year, I definitely was for a while I was playing Bach and I was like, this card's better than people give it credit for. It was doing some messed up stuff in certain board states. It was quite cool, though it was not quite what I would call consistently powerful. But it was a lot of fun.
No, but it does some good stuff against big ice. I bet it would do good against like the big Leos and Obs that are running Beelwalks and stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely the matchups where you feel like
We'll
it's
see
doing
if maybe
most
the new
for you.
ID can use it.
Yeah, the new ID definitely seems like a good potential home for that. So let's go to Virtual Intelligence PI. You can call me Vic. It's as its pronouns is the standard 4MU zero link identity digital, which is I think the only identity subtype that has any mechanical text or any mechanical hooks to it at the moment. Is a 4515, and it has once per turn, click, credit, draw one card, and remove one tag. So we've got the return of tag management crim. So I don't know. I think this is it's an interesting card on a bunch of angles. Does one of you want to go first on your thoughts on this card? Any element of it, the art, the mechanics, anything under the sun.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
really love the whole theming. Just the noir influences. We haven't had those in Netrunner. I mean, they've always been kind of in the periphery, but this is noir through and through, and I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the theme is really what's kept drawing me to this card. So like for me, I'm very like I need a theme or some sort of hook before like it doesn't matter if it's good or not. And like this has got me hyped in the way that like when I first laid eyes on Adam, it's like it's got that same feeling for me. So I love not just that it's not that it's just the noir, but like I'm a big Star Trek fan, so it's like on top of it's really funny that it's called Vic. Like their Vic, the hologram in Deep Space Nine would like pop into people's like rooms and try to like not coordinate like holodeck events and stuff like that. So it was like a very intrusive hologram. So it's like very much giving me those vibes as well. I'm stoked. I love this.
yeah. There was
That heist episode they did in the Hollow Suite. Oh, that was such a good episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
are we gonna do a Star Trek tangent on this? Oh boy, I was not
Oh, and
anticipating.
DS9's my jam.
Yeah, well,
DS9's the best one for sure.
yeah. Clearly, it's the best one. I don't even like. Um, I did this article. You know, was a pretty. I thought the article was good. People have not gone to read it, and it does call out like this is just one card. We've seen a couple of other noir-esque things, but there's like a bunch of different fun little references. The Maltese Falcon on as like his little lapel chain thing. I thought it was pretty a nice little nod to one of the iconic elements of the genre, right? So,
Hmm.
and yeah, we've got the Dame and the PI, and I kind of like the transition between the two as our virtual identity can shift in the wind kind of thing. Kind of neat.
Right,
So,
right. It's kind of like which character is fronting right now, sort of thing. The article also mentions another character, the Rat. I'm not sure who that is, but maybe they're like an informant kind of character. That's usually a staple in noir films as well.
yeah. No, it's funny. Yeah, when you're thinking about like switching between here, so I'm like, it does feel a little bit like kind of Oh, is the stream really quiet? I think it should be mostly you. I'm definitely a touch on the quiet side, but maybe I'll play with levels just a tiny bit here. But things seem mostly similar to yesterday on my side. Um, but yeah, thanks for the shout out. Also, want to slide this over just a touch. I don't like these touching. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, at flavor wise, like we don't have a ton to work with. Like yesterday we had a full narrative piece. This is a little bit slimmer in terms of how much we have to work with, but it's a very neat little kind of base to get started with. So I'm excited to see a little bit more.
Outs- Outside of Hoshi's reverse flip side ID, have we had a virtual identity since Apex? Is this the first one?
I think.
Part of Nova is also
Oh,
virtual
you're
or
right.
digital.
You're right.
One of the two.
Cool.
Yeah,
'Cause
Nova.
I'm
I
really
think
like.
is. Yeah, is both digital and natural. So Nova Intuma, Inatumia.
Yeah, I saw the virtual and I immediately thought back to Apex, and like especially since Seb's playstyle, for example, is like very much tag me, but to interact and protect people's like very resource based, right? And now now we have a digital ID that like is going to reach out and kind of do the same thing. So a lot of actually, can we go more into mechanics, or am I derailing?
Yeah.
Sure.
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, so
There's
like
no rules here.
so like something that goes really well is friend of a friend, right? So I'm just like, contacting someone outside of NetSpace to do something, and then it triggers its ID. It's like I love this little thing of just like reaching out, especially since like harkening back to a lot of the Apex alts and like art that we saw where Apex would just like reach out and interact with the physical world with like shenanigans, and I'm seeing the same thing, but now it's cut in a different way, and it's cool. It's like we have there are a lot of I think I did a quick search and there are 11 cards that mention tags on the runner's side, but most of them, almost all of them, are Anarch. There are only 2 criminal cards that which are Botchkin and Transfer of Wealth. On the rest are just Anarch.
Yeah, I see John Delaney in the chat going, is this the card to fix the lackluster transfer of wealth? I guess I'm kind of curious, do you guys feel like transfer of wealth has been lackluster? It's seemed relevant to me, but I'm kind of curious your thoughts, and then also how probably this is a 3 of it in VIPI. I was wondering how much else you feel like you need to get more out of this ID beyond the transfer interactions.
If this only triggers 3 times from your 3 transfers of wealth, that's pretty sad. You definitely want more than that. I'd say at least 10 cards, maybe 12 that self-synergize with this. I also don't think Transfer of Wealth is really that lackluster in power. It has like less, denial than previous options, but it's actually really good just acceleration. It's good money. Much more than Diversion of Funds ever was. So
Yeah, I mentioned I play Sable. My deck has no transfers of wealth, but that's not because I'm a good player. I had to find slots somehow, and that was basically it. I think on the receiving end of Transfer of Wealth, I don't know. I think Transfer of Wealth is a fine card. So yeah, I think there's an auto 3 of in this deck because like it's already a fine criminal card.
Yeah, do you think it's like, okay, well, do you also do you think you're always putting Bachlan in a deck now as well?
I wish, but probably not. It's a slow card, unfortunately.
I wonder, because it's like, a lot of the ice is kind of low strength at the moment. Maybe I'm over indexing on that a little bit, but I'm like, if this oh no, why is that? Oh, okay, that's silly. I typed in boom to look up boomerang, and it did not. It only gave me the card boom, not boomerang. I was like, if you squint, boomerang kind of is like Bachlan, or Bachlan's kind of like boomerang here, but I don't think it's actually that close, realistically. I guess D-Res is a little bit stronger than break, though, which is kind of relevant. So it could be interesting.
Yeah. If you're trying to go for the denial aspect, putting some Backlans in, maybe you also include that one cybernetic that like steals a credit when you run HQ just to make your transfers hit a little harder. I don't know exactly how Vic takes meat damage, but
a server rack falls over somewhere, right? I don't know. Yeah, Vic definitely has a little bit of like, we're gonna let the a little ludonarrative dissonance exist here, because I think it will have some other neat interactions and stuff. But whenever you have a virtual entity in a game that includes meat space hacking, it's gonna be a little tricky.
Panweave, that's what that's called.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What about?
I forgot to actually start my thing so you guys can see what I'm showing the stream. But
yeah, what about was it the oh god, I'm gonna butcher the nomenclature. Ammon Rice, the Anarch console, Ammonis. Oh, I'm so
Manuensis.
sorry. Thank you. I can't. It's. What if you just go tag me for a bit and then install your stuff and you got a bunch of counters on it, and then you could just start using your ID turn after turn.
Yeah, draw 3. Draw 3 is not bad. It's like I can float tags here, and then next turn I can clear them just to see. Like, yes, it's only once per turn that I like to clear a tag, but like, doesn't say that. I mean, you can actually do this from any number of tags, and you can do it like, it doesn't have to be the same turn you get it. So that could be interesting. It is like 3 influence, and presumably, well, I guess not every runner has had a console, right? In Elevation, we only had 1 console, and we had 3 consoles and 6 runners. So maybe this will be.
Yeah, that's true. Maggie and.
Oh wait, no, but did they mention his console in this article? Yeah. Okay.
There is art of a phone that is suspiciously perhaps a console. We don't know yet.
Yeah, with a virtual reddish hand or orangish hand reaching down to pick it up. So it's very possible that could be and related.
Like lifting like a hollow handset. The handset stays there, but like they lift a hollow handset out of the real one. It's very interesting. I'm not entirely certain how that works.
Yeah. I mean, again, a little bit of that hollow deck logic kind of stuff, right? Yeah, Emmanuel, I want to the chat called out Iru as a very good synergy piece. Another once per turn take a tag effect. So this allows, this does, especially if you're on that criminal denial plan, now you get to spread them out across more servers and make them invest more resources, which is like a classic way for like I'll call it like Regesh Krim to generate advantage on the board. So I think playing an Iru definitely seems like it's something worth investigating.
There's also wheels, which is actually less influence than some of the cards we've discussed, where you could just poke and see if you succeed in the run, and the run fails, like just fire your ID.
Mm-hmm.
Some card draw. Yeah.
Yeah, Wheels is a pretty solid generic card.
Yeah, I could definitely see decks use Eero to good effect, along with maybe some other extra R&D access stuff. Do kind of like that pseudo girls build, or dames, I guess you call it, when it's out of Vic.
I do think that immediately 3 influence goes into friend of a friend, because it's 1 influence, just easy economy. Take the tag, then use your ID.
Yeah, I saw some people arguing that like, oh, you're only going +5 on 3 clicks and a card draw, which is like playing a sure gamble, clicking for a credit and drawing a card. But like, oh, that's not actually like you only actually get to play 3 sure gambles. Playing 3 more doesn't seem that bad. But I don't know.
Honestly, I play for style anyway. That sounds like my jam. This ID sounds like my jam, top to bottom.
Yeah. Oh, I think this is the card
Really
that's supposed
makes me
to be.
miss career fair.
Yeah, it is interesting how like all of these Anarch cards are costed around Seb, and so it's like, oh, if we don't have Career Fair and Crim, what are we supposed to be doing here? But so, oh, nope, that did not work. Okay, cool. Career Fair is broken. But Valentina Ferreras Carvalho does like also seems like it's a card you'll almost always want to slot in Vic, and is influence free, right? Because it basically just turns it into strictly remove a tag, draw a card, and you basically get to ignore the credit cost. You don't technically frustrating. You do actually need to have the credit first to get the credit, but you will. If you have 1 credit, you'll still end on 1 credit after taking the action to draw a card, clear a credit. I guess a question for both of you, like, do you feel like this identity is going to like warp the NBN matchups just by existing? Like, do you think like, oh, if I'm playing a Tag Me deck, I'm less likely to play VIPI?
See, funny you should
Oh,
say that. I
no.
saw it as a crutch, because the amount of times I fall into some trap for NBM because I forget some of the cards. I just now have a handy little idea ability to help me out with that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you got a networking all the time. I don't think that matchup will be as strange as the like NBN versus Seb matchup, because this just kind of helps you clear the tag. It doesn't actually give you any acceleration, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's kind of like it's a symmetrical visage for clearing tags, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like a little boost, but from what I've seen, from the cards I was able to dig up so far, because I don't normally play Tag Me, like, we don't really have something huge that would maybe... I feel like you're going to end up using this almost a bit like I take a tag or remove a tag just to get value. So cadence-wise, maybe not that different from just a runner that doesn't want to be tagged against NBN. Just, oh, no, you get 1 credit discount sometimes. Like, okay.
And some extra card draw, which is always nice out of Crim.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to make us.
I assume a deck playing this, if you're getting that extra card draw, you're probably going to be like more event focused rather than install focused. That's just my thoughts. Like, you want to be able to play the cards that you're drawing rather than end up accidentally overdrawn.
So
Yeah, I think that makes some sense. Of like, yeah, one issue is like, oh yeah, if I'm gonna do friend of a friend and Vic all in the same turn, like I actually can't interact that turn. or like I only have one click left to do anything with. And so yeah, maybe looking at more installables. Though I'm trying to remember, there's how many run events give tags right now. There's transfer, there's eye for an eye. I think privileged access.
Hey, you get to draw those cards you're throwing away. Eye for an eye is not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, eye for an eye is an interesting one, though 4 influence is going to be a little bit pricey. Privileged access obviously seems pretty, like, it's just a generically pretty solid card, and there's only 2 influence. And, like, program recursion and criminal is actually, like, it's pretty rare to find and could potentially be valuable, especially if you're overdrawing. You can, like, oh, I'll just ditch this breaker, and at some point I'll be able to get it back when I want it. That could be kind of nice. Nick, you said before the call that this was one of the ideas you're really excited to build with. What's exciting to you? Like, what's one of the first things you want to try with this ID?
I'm not quite sure yet. I just like I mentioned, I'm theme first. I'm a bit more style. So just like because this clicks with me, like mentioned the Deep Space Nine things, like I probably I'm I'm not sure, but since I've been playing Twinning Sable for the last little while, ever since Deep Dive got banned, before that it was Swift Sable, like I will probably just try to make twinning work. It's like, you don't start with a deck that I already know and go from there. That's usually how I start things. Take my existing deck, swap it around, and keep making swaps if I don't see a clear win con. That's probably where I'll start. And like, who knows where we'll go? Who knows what else we'll see in this set? So like, that's what I've got so far, because as some folks have pointed out in chat, spend all your influence importing the cards that fire your ID. So that's going to be a struggle for picking, especially since most of the relevant cards are like 3 influence. So it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think privilege access is probably one of the strongest ones to be importing. There's some good resources to recur in criminal too. Like,
yeah,
get a cheap class act, recur Bachlan. We've seen some interesting stealth support. Maybe you want to get back some penumbral toolkits. That could be interesting. I don't know what other stealth is really out there, but maybe that's a thing.
I forgot about that. That is a thing you could potentially do. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, because this is a stealth set. It does feel a little private eye-esque, so maybe that's what you want to do. It's kind of an interesting juxtaposition of like tag me and stealth, but could be maybe that's a direction to go if you're a virtual form shifting artificial creation.
I've got a silly interaction. I don't think it's good by any means, but it's silly. Since I mentioned twinning, well, you need to spend credits off of other cards to fight to get your twin encounters. Trickster Taka, if you want to keep it on the board, after 3 credits, it gives you a tag.
So you just need to not have the court player oblige you by not trashing it while you're tagged at the end of your turn, and then you get to remove that tag, draw a card, and then spend those counters on twinnings. Okay, I see what we're cooking here.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong, and it'll be fine. There won't be any end of the lines, nothing.
Yeah, very nice. All right, well, Nick, before this call, you also mentioned that you were very excited for Melius U. So I'd love to hear you give me a little bit of what's exciting you about this ID.
I play mitosis, so this is, to me, it's just like, what if I just brought my traps back? And what if you didn't run? What if I just have, what's that? You trash my bites? That's cool. I'll bring them back. So I cannot wait to see what I can do, because like, I've been playing Atea, but it's like, I can't play mitosis out of Atea. But I'm looking at this and just being able, what was it? Was it Biotech? I can't remember what it was called. Like the Jinteki ID from the FFG days, where you pick the card at the beginning. I loved that idea. That idea on paper, and it brings that back. So that's exciting. It's like, I just love. There's so many things about this, that the fact that it's Biotech coming back, the fact that I can do shenanigans. Like, it's not just one time. There's just every turn. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to defend R&D. I'll just name R&D. I want my bite back, please.
Yeah, I'm hoping that recurring bite is not the like competitive tier strategy, but if it's what floats your boat, I don't want to be crushing your dreams.
If you're coming to Montreal, pack Airblades. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, a lot of people will be coming to Montreal this year.
That's
pack
true.
Airblades, y'all.
Yeah.
It's,
Go ahead.
Yeah, Melies is how do we say this? Melies? Something like that?
I don't know why. I feel like it was Melias yesterday, but I'm already losing confidence in my own pronunciation here. It's named after a person, but that's as much as I can remember.
Melies is really cool design. I applaud the design team for this one because it just gets to you just get to feel smart when you call it right, and I love that. I probably want to recur more assets, like get your cohorts or your foots back or that kind of thing, and just go fast. Maybe even get a seamless launch back so you could just be ripping and scoring. That's I think what I want to do with it, and just be like, I'll leave centrals open. It'll only help me, and they'll have to be scared of my stuff because I'm Gen Techie. It's just a really neat ID, and there's probably so many different ways you can build it.
Yeah, actually, since you're mentioning seamless, so yeah, do you build Glacier out
Nick,
of this?
can you go a little bit closer to your mic?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, you mentioned you mentioned seamless. Do you build Glacier out of this so that way you force the runner to you have your one death server and then you build the Glacier, then it's okay, yeah, I'll get some value from you running centrals.
Yeah. Just leave HQ open, Glacier up on R&D, put a couple pieces on archives, and then just be like, well, you could come run HQ if you want. I'll bring something terrible into my hand.
I'm not sure I would ever leave HQ open. I've been hit with transfer of wealth out of every faction, and now I'm just traumatized. Just do not leave HQ open.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw someone mention this. That actually, I don't know if this works. So it was you can DJ Fenris. A Gmod is Seb a Gmod? I think he. Oh yeah, he is. So if you're I just typed VP into my thing as if I had imported those guys yet. But yeah, if you're VIPI in Eternal, you can now get Seb, and now you can be 2-track drifting with DJ, and you take the tag, install a card, taking one less, and then remove that tag, draw a card, and you just got this nice little cycle that generates four credits worth of value and a card draw.
Does Eternal still have the infinite combos though? I feel like that might be a little bit below curve.
Look, we're not going to worry about whether or not this is Eternal viable. Right now Eternal is in an absolutely wild place where there is a combo runner deck that can win on turn 3 with good draws, turn 4 or 5 consistently. And me as the odd player who got pointed out up the wazoo, looking at saying, wait, that's exactly the crime that I got pointed out for. What gives? But I suspect we actually have, if I remember correctly, an Eternal update scheduled. So maybe that will address this somewhat. We'll see.
That's
and actually, as part of spoiler season, so maybe we'll have an Eternal relevant card in spoiler season. That could be fun.
Alternatively, if you're playing throwback, then you could just have DJ Fenris as your throwback card.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen throwback events in a little bit, but maybe those will be something that can come back. Yeah,
I think it's not so much a comeback. I think it's more that especially now with Elevation, we have an entirely new generation of players who don't have these cards. So they're just really inaccessible. I would say about 2/3 of the current meta in Montreal do not have FFG cards. So it would alienate a lot of players to run such an event. Sure, it's only proxy one playset, but proxying takes time. I'm too lazy to proxy things. As much as I want a deck build with these new cards, I'm gonna wait till my copy of Vantage Point comes in the mail.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other of the cards that's been spoiled so far we want to talk about, or do we want to talk about what we're excited because all three of us are on the OP stuff? Whatever we're most looking forward to for the upcoming OP season.
I forgot which other cards. I'm so stoked for the two IDs. It's absolutely buck wild to me. That's like first 2 days of spoilers. All right, cool. I've got my IDs for the foreseeable future. I'm locked in. I can't wait. So
hey, we've got two more IDs coming. There's time for that to change. So, and I guess also like if chat has any informal OP questions, we've probably got a couple minutes to answer one or two quick ones. But I think at some point also we're hoping to do an official OP Q&A stream. There just happen to be three of us on here on a day that's a little bit lighter on spoilers. So I figured we could talk OP just a little bit. But Jordan, it sounds like I cut you off.
I'm excited to use all the Anarch tools. I'm probably gonna try Lampides in mulch, maybe in addition to Gourmands, maybe instead of. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure out the slots. But Haka's a good card, and this is like more trashing on a card than Gourmand, and I love to trash stuff, so I'm definitely gonna be trying this out. And since we already have to import some stealth, I'll probably put like one Corsair in just to be like, if you're playing Samoxamoon, now I have a way through it. Then I don't have to like do weird kickflips.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, Lampides is definitely going to be an interesting card to see where it lands. And like. It's funny. I don't know if Underdome Irregulars really goes in a VP deck, but I could definitely see like there's definitely a world where it does, especially because it's like if VP is kind of a credit denial based strategy, I could definitely see it wanting to tie into like Underdome Irregulars. Like credit denial wants to make ice resin very painful, and this is a way to make ice a little bit painful and frustrating.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you're de-resing all their stuff with Bachlan, maybe Underdome can live a little longer.
Yeah.
I could see it. I feel like Underdome is printed more as like if you're not playing as Vic, then it's kind of like the two parts of Vic's ability on the card. So I guess that kind of makes sense from the theme, is like these people are being called upon by Vic, so they like get a little bit of Vic's power.
Yeah, or Vic gets borrow some of their power when it's doing some work, right? But yeah. Neat. I guess maybe we will wrap it up by saying what thing we're most excited about for OP season. Though I realize that's probably unfair, and Nick's probably gonna say, things I can't talk about yet." So.
I mean, here's the thing. As vague as it is, I'm not one to play on JNet. I get the feeling I'm going to be playing on JNet for a few tournaments this year. I'm excited. It's also Worlds. Like, also I could just go with the easy one. Worlds in my backyard. Like, I'm excited. I've got stuff cooking. We've got the prizes more or less. Like, we know what they're going to be. I'm excited. We're working hard.
Oh man, I am so excited about some of the alt arts we're going to be doing. I know we can't talk about them, but whew. There are some fire ideas coming out of the team this year.
Fantastic.
It's hard to say what we're excited for.
I'm very excited for Worlds. I'm very excited to see the whole competitive season, and hope that the new cards help people be as excited for this meta as I hope the OP kits will kind of help them hit. So, I think that's maybe the other question I'll ask quickly is, what faction are you most excited to see more cards spoiled from? And Droid, maybe we'll start with you.
Well, I kind of talked about it already a little bit with the Anarch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anarch fanboy through and through, so I'm excited to see what other disruption tools come out. It can't all be stealth support, right? Stealth Anarch, I don't know if that's really my jam, but
Yeah, presumably
there's,
it
I
won't
mean,
be.
we have a partial spoiler from the fan chain reaction, which apparently the scuttlebutt online is it's some sort of like APOC light, which I am so down for. I love me some APOC Anarch, so maybe we'll see what chain reaction does. I'm excited to see.
Very neat. Yeah, no, that chain reaction. It's a fun name. Also, not a super stealthy name, so we can be a little optimistic there that Anarch has at least two things it's doing. And how about yourself?
Yeah, I've outed myself. I'm excited for Jateki. I'm excited for any support that Vic might get. Um, I'm just gonna say that, like, especially even if, because at the moment there are 6 assets with the ambush subtype. At the very least, I can bring them back thanks to Milius U. So even if there's no new support on that front, how many times can we fire that? I had that support. That's count. That's measurable support.
All right. Well, thank you to both of you. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. And spoiler daily cast will continue tomorrow, as will spoilers for Vantage Point. So I hope to see you all there. And thank you again to the guests. And yeah, always be running, as they say. Good night.